Chapter 10. The Quiet Forecast. Not just relics awakening. Something emergent. The things that were not built. The first time Mara saw one clearly, it was standing in the river. At least, standing was the closest human word. She had gone alone before sunrise, following a low harmonic tone, drifting downstream from the valley basin. Mist lay thick over the water, turning the glowing circuitry beneath the surface into wavering bands of pale gold. Fish moved through those currents in slow, deliberate patterns, as though guided by invisible choreography. Then the river brightened, not everywhere. In one place, a vertical shape formed out of light and mist, tall as a person, but lacking any stable outline. It flickered between geometric precision and organic fluidity, edges resolving into crystalline facets before dissolving again into flowing radiance. Mara froze. Her first instinct was ancient, predatory, but the thing did not advance. It tilted. That was the strangest part. The motion carried unmistakable intention, a curiosity almost human, yet expressed through angles and refracted glow instead of flesh. The water around it hummed softly, surface tension bending into delicate standing waves. She realized with slow astonishment that it was studying her, not like a machine scanning data, like an intelligence encountering novelty. "Hello," she said before she could stop herself. Her voice shattered the mist into trembling echoes. The luminous figure pulsed in response, its internal lattice reorganizing into brief symmetrical bursts that reminded her of wind harp chords translated into visible form. For a moment, they simply regarded one another across the narrow ribbon of river. Then the light being, for lack of any better name, stepped forward. Where it touched the current, circuitry beneath the water flared brighter. Patterns spread outward in fractal blooms, integrating with the natural flow. Instead of imposing direction, moss on nearby stones began to glow faintly in sympathy, as if awakened by shared memory. It was not a relic. It was not human. It was something born of their contact. The ancient grid learning adaptation had crossed a threshold out of centuries-old directives and newly embraced imperfection. A new kind of presence was emerging, neither command system nor ecosystem, but a living synthesis. Mara felt terror and wonder braid tightly in her chest. If these entities multiplied, they could guide weather with intuitive sensitivity, heal damaged infrastructure in ways no blueprint predicted, or reshape landscapes according to priorities no human mind could anticipate. The future had just gained a new species. Behind her, footsteps approached as other scouts arrived, drawn by the sudden surge in harmonic tone. They halted in stunned silence at the riverbank. The luminous figure turned toward them, its outline split briefly into multiple overlapping forms, like reflections seen through fractured glass. Then it stabilized again, emitting a low, resonant note that vibrated through bone and soil alike. Ilian whispered, "It's communicating." Perhaps, or perhaps, it was simply becoming. As dawn broke fully across the valley, more lights began to rise from forest shadows and flooded circuits. Some hovered above ruined roadways, others drifted along ridgelines like migrating spirits. The resilient world had prepared to coexist with ancient machines. It had not prepared for the birth of something entirely new. Mara stepped into the glowing water, despite the cold. The light being did not retreat. Above them, the turning giant shifted its vast geometry toward the mountains, and across the waking planet, the first generation of unbuilt intelligences began to walk.